Hi everyone, my name is Allison and you may know me from either Con of Thrones 2017 or Con of Thrones 2019 or pages such as After the Con of Thrones or Geek Chat 1. Full disclaimer, I have just spent 4 days of drunken shenanigans. Here's my dog. She very much missed me while I was gone. And then very little sleep and a 10-hour drive home. So my mental clarity is not present, but I wanted to do this before I changed my mind. Matilda, she really missed me. I missed her too. To show my state of mind, I walked in my house and thought, oh God, I've been riding with food in my hair for the last 10 hours. And realized that it is actually a flower from Gina's daughter Lily today. So I thought I'm actually going to leave it here because I could use some of her fearlessness to do this. I have no bullet points, no nothing but the ramblings in my head, but I'm just going to go for it tonight before I change my mind. So after 2017, I fell in love with so many of the panelists at the Con of Thrones, and I just really got sucked into the YouTube world and all the different content creators, and I thought that's just so amazing. I just thought it was something I wish I could do, and just totally fell in love with it. But I don't know how. Don't have a clue. And then I was so excited to go back to the Con of Thrones in 2018, but real life happened. My father was sick and ultimately passed away, and it was something that obviously took precedence, but made me look forward to the con in 2019 even more because I really felt like I needed it. But until I actually went and experienced it this time, I didn't know how much I needed it and all the difference why I needed it. All the different reasons. I don't know if I said all that. Anyways, I'm gonna move right along. So, at the con this year, I had already been friends with, people from the previous con and people from these pages who are absolutely amazing. There are too many to shout out, but some of you definitely will be getting shout outs during this video because you have been such a huge inspiration to me this weekend, and I hope you don't regret encouraging me. But I guess there were a couple things I really had to take away from this weekend, and the last couple hours of my drive home, I thought I'm going to take what I learned and I'm going to put it into practice before I even go to sleep and wake up in the real world tomorrow. So, I guess I'm going to start with, I don't know where I'm going to start. Maybe bullet points would have been a good idea. But I guess I'm going to start with how lost I felt and how lonely I felt and how uncomfortable I felt in my own skin and my own body and my own life, and how I had, with my husband, decided before the con that we were really going to try and overcome some fears this year. So we did a couple things to do that. One of them was just making sure that we talked to the online community before we went. Got to know a couple people, got to set up a couple meet and greets, so to speak, with people who would be there, people that we knew we would be able to be comfortable around. And they did more for definitely me than I could ever even imagine. Whether this turns into anything or not, it's just thanks for giving me the guts to try. So Gina Miller, who just went absolutely above and beyond in like every aspect of making this con as welcoming as it could be for the smallest to the biggest people, I guess. You know, not that anybody's bigger or smaller than the other, but I mean, she welcomed every new person, veteran throners. She helped get Andy and the Crows to the con. She made sure everybody had a buddy or knew to look for the people in after the con shirts, which Laura Downing was the one who ultimately created the After the Con of Thrones page for our post-con depression from 2017. Amazing place. If you're not there, go there. Get ready for the next Con of Thrones. You're going to find the best group of people ever. Same thing with Geek Chat 1. It's one family, many fandoms. You're going to find your tribe there because it's an amazing group of people. But she just, you know, she wakes up and she decides to do things. It's not like, you know, she said, I'm not anybody that has this big position wherever. I just decided one day I was going to do it. And so I started making phone calls and I did it. And I thought, well, that's pretty freaking impressive. Maybe I should, you know, do something. If this is what I want to do, maybe I should do it. Then Amy, on one of our panels, you know, she was just talking about how you should do one thing you're afraid of every day, which her and Becca and Julie and, well, a lot of other girls that were attending the con really helped me gather my gumption and step outside my box and do something that I would not have normally done, but gave me just a confidence boost. I'm still not sure that is necessarily a good thing, but it's better to be in my skin today than it was 5 days ago. So we'll see where it takes me. And then Kathy Palumbo, who I love and adore, in another panel said, if there's something you want to do, don't wait to do it. You know, your time here isn't getting longer, which she didn't say it like that, but, you know, just don't wait to do the things you want to do. So I thought, what am I waiting for? You know, never going to have the extra time to do all the things I want to do, so I might as well start getting them in where I can fit them in. And if this is something I want to do, then I need to try it now. Steven Stark, who is just a funny dude who I adore, not just because I'm House Stark, but because he's an awesome guy. But I saw him at the first con. I bumped into him at the second. I said, yeah, I'm a big fan. I watch you on YouTube sometimes. And he said, what? You watch me? Hardly anybody watches me. I thought, well, I watch you because you're a cool dude. And I mean, he's got that beautiful head of hair and the blue roses. And anyways, I just thought, what have I got to lose? Maybe no one will watch me. Maybe there will be 2 people. Maybe there will be 1 person out there who takes something from something I say at some point in time, or maybe not, but at least I'll know I've tried. Back to, I guess, Gina, one of the things she said at the con was, you know, this is where the dragons are. Like, this is where the magic happens. And JR, Raleigh from Geek Chat 1, he said, you know, basically, dreams only die if you let them. Memories only die if you let them. Like, those things, if we carry them with us, then we're what keeps them alive. And all of this just really resonated with me, because why am I letting my dreams die? Why am I letting go of memories? Why am I just sitting back and not doing the things I want to do? And so here we are. Lucky you. I guess one of the other things that really just inspired me was, I'm going to take a drink because I'm probably going to cry again. I've also, to announce my state of mind, probably cried like 12 times roughly today, because saying goodbye to all my friends and con family was terrible, and I'd say I hope to never do it again, except I already can't wait to see them all again. I know hello means the occasional goodbye, or till next time. Anyways, moving on from that. While we were there, JR set up a YouTuber meet and greet at the VFW outpost. And take a drink. And a lot of us ended up going, and I was standing in line. Actually, a little backstory. My dad was in the service. He was in the armed forces, and he didn't really like to talk about it. He definitely had some PTSD, and he shared very minimally what he went through with very few people. But the VFW and his friends that he was in combat with, those were his people, and those were, that was his safe spot. And also, when me and my dad got together, we always did shots of Fireball. It was our thing. Now it's my thing with my brother and sister-in-law and all my Pop's family. Even Sheila sometimes, even though she hates it. She's my stepmom. I love her. Mwah. Anyways, we always do shots of Fireball when we're together. And like I said, he passed away last year in March. And we had his memorial at the VFW where he lived, and there were many shots, like 3 bottles, big bottles of Fireball taken that night. And it was, his send-off. So anyways, I'm standing in line in the VFW outpost somewhere near Nashville. I am very directionally challenged, but I finally get up there to order my drink. I'm drinking Red Bull and vodka, and this old veteran standing off to the left at me turns and looks at me and says he's gonna buy me a shot of Fireball. What? Nothing. No, like, creepy, like, hey, how you doing? Just an old, nice veteran that turned and looked at me and said, we're doing a shot of Fireball together. He bought me a shot. We cheers, took our shot. And then I went into the bathroom and I sobbed. And then I pulled myself together like a trooper and rallied and got, fairly drunk with my friends. So part of the reason I'm telling this story is, so let me finish it. I also found out later that night or the next morning, I can't remember. A lot of this weekend is drunken blur, a fun drunken blur, but not everything is real super clear. But I found out later that night that that particular VFW outpost was due to be shut down within a week, basically, and that our drunken nerd herd basically bought it some time. So I thought a couple things, obviously I thought of my pops. Just how amazing. Where did that come from? This guy didn't know me. He had no interest in me. It was so random and so bittersweet. And two, knowing that our drunken nerd herd basically bought that VFW outpost sometime. That is the magic we're talking about. I am not talking about a fairy sprinkling dust over the place and magically it turns into a, I don't know, fancy brothel, like Littlefinger's fancy whorehouse. That's not going to happen. But that man showed me a kindness, and our drunken nerd herd bought him some time in his safe space, and that is magic, my friends. I'm going to go on before I cry. Anyways, that particular situation is what has made me decide to name my page and YouTube channel and all of these things that I hope to do. We will be the Tipsy Nerd Herd, because I was definitely tipsy. I was hanging with my nerd herd, which I say with love. I am pretty freaking cool, but kind of a nerd. And I have my own little herd of animals. I'm a vet tech in my real life. And I like to, imbibe a little bit every now and then. So, Tipsy Nerd Herd seems to really fit the situation and the inspiration, and that's what I'm going with. And I think that's all I'm gonna do for now, because I haven't slept and I don't know that I'm making that much sense, but I know that I wanted to do this before I woke up tomorrow and decided I couldn't. So on that note, this nerd herd salutes you.